Hi, it's Rachel. I want to encourage you who are truly seeking after the truth and you have a love for the truth and the true Heavenly Father. Because of YouTube and social media, we can hear so much about other people's walks. And so we hear a lot about people and the visions they have and the dreams they have and the word from the Lord that they had. And if we're not experiencing that, we can feel like we're left out or somehow we're not on the right track or something's wrong. Okay? That's not true. The true qualifier, if you are honestly first seeking the kingdom of heaven and God's righteousness, is that you are growing in His perfect love. Okay, that means that in your life you're starting to see others more from a framework of love. You have a deeper care for others. You love beyond yourself, meaning it's not just about your comforts, but you truly care for other people, all creation. Okay, and you see that love growing because that love is built on an understanding, because in it is righteousness and holiness and mercy and forgiveness. Okay, and to move into that kind of love, you're moving away from resentments and bitterness and unforgiveness and judging and all those things. So it's a very real transition that you go through in your spirit that's always with you. Okay, you literally start becoming a new creation in your mind because you're seeing everything from this perspective of a pure love, so that you're honoring all. You're seeing all as significant. It's is very beautiful. Okay, it wishes no harm or suffering on others. It has a lot of patience, a lot of compassion for those who are growing and learning and trying to grow on their path, and even those that aren't. Okay, it's a very beautiful love, and so that is the sign, the witness, the testimony that you truly are drawing near to the true Heavenly Father, the true Creator. And people get so kind of enthralled with the supernatural, okay? So therefore there's a lot of appeal to visions and dreams and words from God and all these other things because it seems mystical, okay, and beyond themselves. And but first of all, there's a lot of those that aren't coming from the true Heavenly Father, okay? And you can read about being warned by that, especially in Jeremiah 23. So you have that whole group, right? Because that is very appealing to people. But for the ones that truly are seeking and they have those things, it's instructional for them. Each one of us has a very unique relationship with God. God is the same, but we're each different. We have a different personality, different experiences, different level of knowledge. We learn differently. We have a different set of lies and truth. We're on a different path in our spiritual maturity. So, based on all those things, God teaches us as we best learn. And that's different for different people. That's why He's the perfect teacher. So, if someone is truly seeking God, a vision, a dream, a word is a very specific tool for them to learn about God, okay, and the truth that He wants to give them and teach them. And that's what it's really about. It's just a tool. Okay, so we don't want to get too focused on those things or wrapped up or exalt those tools above what is most important, and that is, are we growing in His pure love? Are we truly loving others more? And that's a very real thing. There's not much supernatural about that, except that if you've gone through that transformation of your heart and your mind to where now you have that kind of care for others, it's a beautiful work in your life, okay? But it comes from a lot of understanding and a lot of seeking, because you have to purge everything that's not of that love out of your life. Because if you have bitterness and resentment and judging and unmerciful and unforgiving, that blocks that love. So each one of us in lies and false images of God, okay? So each one of us has to come out of all those things. So that's a very real work that happens in your spirit, a level of understanding that you gain, a transition that you go through in your perceptions, and it's very grounded. So you're growing in loving kindness and care for others and honoring others and all of creation. Okay? Those are the commandments to love. That's the commandment that Jesus gave, to love one another. That's the sum of the commandments. In 1 John 4:7, it says, "Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and everyone who loves is born of God and knows God." That's the witness. That's the testimony. If you want to know if you're walking along the right path, are you growing in love? Okay, you may not have, a full love yet, right? You may be struggling with some of these things, resentment and bitterness, but are you growing? That's the question. Do you see it increasing in your life? And that's the only thing that matters. So don't compare yourself to someone else's journey. It doesn't even make sense because you're in different places. Okay, so it says in 2 Corinthians 10:12, "For we dare not class ourselves or compare ourselves with those who commend themselves, but they, measuring themselves by themselves and comparing themselves among themselves, are not wise." Because it doesn't make sense. Okay? Because one, you have a lot of people speaking a lot of false visions, dreams, words. Okay? But there are those that are speaking true ones as well. But again, it's just a tool. Okay? And so we shouldn't put too much on the tool, but focus on the product, the produce, the fruit, the result, which is the love. The truths that bring in more love and understanding. Okay? As we understand the true nature of God. Because when you start growing in divine love, you're starting to grow close to the Heavenly Father, because God is love. So that is the most important thing. So as long as you're growing in that love, that's all that matters. So don't worry about all these other things, because that is the end. That is what it is all for. That is the purpose of the commandment, love. Okay, so let that be the only thing that you're concerned about, and that's a very individual thing. As God's teaching you through your circumstances, are you learning to love? Are you growing in that love?